So this week's finisher, we are doing 2 rounds of exercises, and there are 10 exercises in each round. I'll run through those with you in just a minute. The first round is going to be 40 seconds on, so 40 seconds of effort and 20 seconds of rest. Then the second time we go through all the exercises, it's 30 seconds of exercise and 15 seconds of rest. So the first exercise that we have is a lateral high knee. So rather than being really dynamic with our high knees, take a wider stance. Turn your feet to face one direction and bring your arms up and crunch that up in the middle. So bringing that knee up to the side. Do 5 of those on each leg before alternating and swapping. Okay, the next exercise is a walkout press up. So lowering yourself down, you can have a bit bend in your knees, walk it forward, and then press up, and then walk it back. And again, you can have some bend in your knees to make that easier and more difficult. So from our starting press up position, to make it a bit easier, you can widen your stance. If even easier still, you can go down onto your knees, but just make sure you've got a nice straight back still as you press up. So the hinge is at the knees rather than at your bum. Again, if you do really struggle with press ups, what you can do is find a bench or something to lean on. Almost walk yourself forward and press up. Okay, do just be careful if you don't want to add in the walkout to that. And again, you're quite happy just doing some press ups. Make sure you're just nice and straight along the back as you do those. Okay. And to make them more difficult, you can bring your feet closer in together. You can change your grip so you can have a narrow grip as well if you do need to change those and make them more difficult. The next exercise is pulse squats. So again, with your feet about hip width apart, lower yourself down into a squat, come up about halfway, and just do little pulses like that. I would say to try and do 10 before coming back upright, reset, and back down. And again, from the side, you should see that your bum's the first thing that travels back. You've got a nice straight back, upright position, and your knees aren't travelling forward in that squat position. The next exercise is mountain climbers. So this is number 4. So we're going into a high plank position. And again, we're going to go not dynamic mountain climbers, so we're not running like that. Again, just nice controlled movements as you do. Really engage that core, keeping your bum down. Okay, and again, we're not doing that dynamic movement, but we're still engaging our core. We're still taking off one point of contact to destabilize ourselves. So that's kind of all about control there. Exercise 5 and 6 are going to be alternate side planks. So pick one side first, resting on your forearm with your feet in a nice straight line. Bring yourself up, an arm by your side. Again, to make it easier, you can bring your arm up, you can unstack your feet, or you can go from the knee, just lift your feet off the ground as you do. Okay. If you want to make it more difficult, get arm down by your side and just lift that foot off slowly for 5-10 seconds at a time, and then swap over. So exercise 6 is just side plank on the other side. Number 7 is a reverse lunge to high knee. And the high knee is the kind of the extension bit. So if you want to just do the basic exercise here, it's just a reverse lunge. So going down, and again keeping that front knee nice and steady. Your back knee isn't touching the floor, and then back up. And you can just alternate that and just keep momentum going and keep the rhythm nice. Or if you want to just extend that a little bit, you can go down and then bring it up and do 5 reps on each leg before you then swap. And just make sure that you're doing everything you do on your right leg, you do on your left. The next exercise is a plank up down. So again, combining a few of the elements you've already used. So in a high plank position, you then go down onto your forearms and back up. And again, the variation is that if you can't do that full plank from your knees, will be absolutely fine. And again, just make sure you've got a nice straight back. Number 9 is crab touches. So you do need a bit of space for this one. Into a crab position on your back, so on your hands and feet, and just alternating. Try and keep your limbs, so your legs and your arms as straight as possible as you do these. And just hands, touching your hands to your toes. The regression in the alternative for this is to place yourself on all fours, hands and knees, and then lifting yourself off slightly onto your toes, then just touching your hand to the opposite knee. And again, just nice and controlled there. So that would be the regression of that exercise, or the alternative. And then the last one is a squat with step. So heading to one side of your mat or your area, get yourself into a squat position, and then side step in that position. Okay, and again, just try and keep that squat position. Once you've done 3 steps that way, 3 steps this way, you can set yourself back upright. And to make that slightly more difficult, you can add in a resistance band. So just placing those around your ankles. And then when you're going into a squat position, nice side step, and just don't let the tension go from that band as you do this. Okay, I like doing this with my hands out in front of me, just feels like I've got a bit more control, but really all the control's coming from your core. Okay, so you get a drink and we'll get started in just a second. So the first exercise, as I said, is the lateral high knee. So stand side, arms across, and then crunch it in the middle. And we'll be going for 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off for this first round. Okay, and we are going in 3, 2, 1. And then swap sides. Okay, so up next we've got the walk out to the press up. And again, the main thing here is just to make sure you've got a nice straight back as you do this press up position. And just walk it back up. And again, you can make this as hard or as easy for yourself as you want, simply by changing how wide your feet are apart. The wider they are, the easier the exercise is. Oh. Oh, thank God. So the third one is pull squats. So again, from the side, your bum should be the first thing that travels down into a squat position. And we are going in 3, 2, 1. Again, just get up and reset after about 10. Last couple. Oh. And then number 4 is mountain climbers. So again, it's not about the really dynamic movement with this one, it's all control. So nice and steady, nice straight back and your bum down when you're in that plank position. again we have the first of our side planks. So I would pick whichever side you don't feel that confident on first. You might want to double your mat up. And then up we go. And again, there are regressions, so if you want to unstack your feet, you can do, or if you want to go from the knees, you can as well. Just make sure you've got that nice straight line down your body. Oh. So hopefully this one will be a bit easier. This might be a stronger side, but it's the same again. And up we go. And again, if you want to make it more difficult, you can lift your foot off and hold that for 5 seconds at a time. Oh, that's too difficult for me today. Oh, right. So we're at exercise number 7, so we're onto the reverse lunge, and again you can add in the high knee if you want, and if that's the extension that you want to add in. And just remember the main points are a nice 90-degree angle from that front knee down to your foot, and a nice big step back as you do that, and it's all about downwards travel into the lunge rather than travelling too far back. So your back wants to be nice and straight and upright. And again, you can use your arms alternating, so it's almost like an exaggerated running motion. Okay. Oh, it's feeling tough today. So up next is number 8, and that's the plank up down. Okay. So going in about 5 seconds. Oh. And again, oh no, I'm struggling today. If you need to, you can go from your knees. Oh, thank God that bell went. And then number 9 is going to be the crab touch. So again, if you're not too sure on these ones, almost into a bear crawl, and opposite hands to feet, to knees rather. But for the main one, nice controlled movements. It's all about keeping yourself nice and stable. So really use your core muscles to hold you in position. Ah, there we go. And then the last one, squat walks and squat steps. So again, if you have a resistance band and you want to use it, that's great. But if not, the exercise is still the same. Into a nice squat position, controlled steps in that squat, and then just back. With the band, don't let that tension go, and just take yourself back up and go again. Give your legs a bit of a shake, because if they're anything like mine, they'll be burning by now. And there we go. It's the first round done. So we've got 20 seconds rest. And then the second time through all these exercises, it's going to be much easier. It's going to be 30 seconds. 30 seconds of effort and then 15 seconds rest. So we're going to start with the lateral high knees again. And off we go. Oh, right. So the walkout to press up next. Again, there's lots of variations on these for those of you who aren't comfortable with press ups. Go from the knees, widen your feet. And again, you can make it more difficult by having your feet narrow, or even by changing the grip as you go down into a press up, so having a narrower grip. The main thing is just to keep your back nice and straight. Oh, these are tough. And don't forget to use your breath, so breathing in and breathing out on the way up. Right, so number 3 is pull squats. Okay, and then from the side, remember, bum back. Last 10 seconds. Oh, right, well done. So number 4 is mountain climbers. And again, it's all just about control. And we're off in 3 seconds. Oh, and again, my shoulders are a bit sore, so shake them off and get back into it. Right, side plank next. So again, the first of our 2 side planks. So I would pick whichever side you're not too comfortable with or you feel wobblier on, and the next one will feel easier. Oh, last 5 seconds. Oh, not even. That was just a guess. Thank God it wasn't 5 seconds. Really well done, last few seconds. Ah, there we go. So we've got 4 exercises left, so it's only 2 minutes worth of effort. The next one is the reverse lunge, and then adding in the high knee if you want. And off we go. Remember, opposite arm and leg. Just like an exaggerated run. And don't forget to swap over after about 5. Make sure you keep count of what you've been doing. Last 3 seconds. Well done. So then it's the plank up down. Remember, you can go from a full plank from your knees, just nice and controlled. You can have your feet wider apart, that'll make it a bit easier. Make it nice and steady. Again, take a quick breather. Get the arms back in gear. Last 2 exercises, so 1 minute of effort. Crab touches. So really engage your core. Use that to hold you in place, keep you nice and stable. Right, 1 to go. So remember, you can do this one with or without a resistance band. And just stay in that squat position as you side shuffle. So going down, just try and keep that, and with your resistance band, try and keep the tension. And then reset halfway through. That's it, last little push. Three, 2, 1. Well done, everyone. Really, really well done. That was a tough exercise. I'll stop my watch now. A tough finisher, but really, really well done.
Activity completed.
And you've even had your rest. Well done, everyone.